What's going on, Nasteey Nation? It's Nasteey, and in today's video, I'll be answering some questions from some of you guys. If you have a question yourself about support or anything else related to League of Legends or my channel, then be sure to join my Discord and submit your questions in the Questions for Nasteey channel. You can join my Discord using the link in the description. I'll be looking forward to seeing what questions you all have in store for me, but without further ado, let's get into this one. This next question asks, what is the best time and place to ward for scuttle control with the later spawn time? So the scuttle crab isn't actually something that I put wards around. It's not something that I focus my attention on. I usually use my wards in the lane phase, in the brushes, in the tri-bush, and the river bush, because that's going to help me prevent jungle ganks, and that is kind of my main focus in the lane phase, especially because I don't have a lot of wards in the early game before you complete your support item. So that's all I want to be using my wards on. The scuttle crab is something that I'll keep my eyes on. It's something that I'll keep in the back of my head, and if my jungler is trying to contest a scuttle crab, I'll try my best to push in the wave, and that allows me to have priority, and then I can roam over to the river and help them with the scuttle crab. But for the most part, it's not something that I put a ward on. It's not something that I will rotate over to unless it's something that my jungler is trying to actively contest. This next question asks, how do you stop people from inting, surrendering, or leaving before the 10-minute mark? So this unfortunately isn't something that is in your control. This is something that you will not be able to fix whatsoever. And I've tried in the past a lot, especially when I'm really trying to grind and I'm trying to get to the highest rank that I can possibly get at, and I put on this nice guy face and I just try to encourage my teammates to keep playing it out and keep trying their best, and the thing is that never even works out. Don't even waste your time doing it. My advice to you is just to focus on yourself, focus on playing the game yourself. I would say that trying to untilt your teammates, trying to get them to play the game out, trying to talk to your teammates, it never actually accomplishes anything. So don't even bother typing to them, don't bother talking to them. Just continue to play your game, focus on yourself, and unfortunately that is all that you could possibly do. The next question asks, how can you come back in a game where every other lane plus jungle is feeding kills left and right from the start? The only way that you can try to come back in a game like this is, again, very similar to the last question. Just focus on yourself. What your teammates do, how your teammates play, the decisions that they make, none of that is in your control. You can play as well as you'd like to, you can shot call as much as you'd like to, but at the end of the day, you are one person and there are 4 people at 4 other computers with 4 other headsets and keyboards and mouses, or mice, whatever, and they're just out of your control. There's nothing that you can do about it. So just focus on yourself, play the game out until the Nexus explodes. There's that saying that the game's not over until the fat lady sings. So just keep playing the game out, try your best. Unfortunately, that's back-to-back answers, in which is probably not what you guys were looking to hear, but that's League of Legends, that's solo queue for you, and that's what you got to do. I'm gonna go ahead and combine these next 2 questions and leave it up to you guys whether or not I answer them. The first is asking me for the best warding spots, and the next one is asking me for the best bot lane combos at the moment. These are both very heavy questions that I can't answer very shortly. This would take a full video for me to answer, so I'm gonna leave it up to you guys again. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys would like me to answer these questions. I will have to make full videos for them, but I have no problem doing that if that is something that you guys are interested in. So again, let me know down in the comment section below if you're interested in like a top 10 bot lane combos video, or maybe like a guide to warding and the best spots to ward. Let me know, guys. The next question asks, as the tank meta grows in popularity, which supports you expect to make a comeback to counter it? So the thing about tanks is they don't die very easy, obviously, right? So the champions that are good at bursting down people, or at least setting up plays for their teammates to burst down, those are the types of champions that kind of struggle against tanks. So if you're up against a tank heavy composition, or if it's just a tank meta, champions like Leona, Alistar, Pyke, Recon, these champions are going to struggle because that's exactly what these champions want to do. They want to pick out people and they want to burst them down or have their teammates burst them down, but unfortunately you can't do that for a tank. If you try to engage on these tanks, chances are you're going to waste everything on them, they're going to live, and then they're just going to continue to tank for their team. So instead, the champions that you want to be playing into tanks are champions that are just going to kind of provide little things here and there, buff up your teammates to try to do more damage to take them down. So more of a enchanter, utility, caster kind of support meta. That's what you'll be seeing, and those are the types of champions that you want to be picking into tanks. Next question asks, do you think Yuumi will ever be strong enough to warrant more playtime on her? The thing about Yuumi is she kind of falls into this category of champions in which they are really good when in the hands of a professional player, and being played in a competitive scene. But on the other hand, she's very, very lackluster in solo queue. That's why you're seeing Yumi pretty much like pick her band throughout the whole World Championship, or at least she was pick her band through the whole World Championship. And while this is all going on, she remains to have one of the worst win rates in all of solo queue. She has like a 46% win rate last time I looked, or something like that. So unfortunately, I think that is going to always be the case for Yumi. And this is the case for a lot of champions. And I can't really recall a moment or a champion in which this was their situation and they were able to kind of fix things. So I think this is going to be kind of the fate for Yumi moving forward. She's just always going to be this champion that is really good in competitive play because they have this synergy, they know how to play around it, stuff like that. But in solo queue, it's just 5 random people playing together. There's none of that. There's no synergy. People aren't going to be on the same page. There's no relying on each other. So Yumi, I don't think will ever be in a good spot in solo queue. And unfortunately, that's just how it's going to be moving forward, I think. The next question asks, what's your favorite part about playing support? I think my favorite part about playing support is just doing all these little things that kind of go under the radar. I know a lot of people find that frustrating, but I kind of really enjoy it. I like doing all these little things that actually go on to help my team accomplish a lot and win more games. You know, I'm not the type of person that I feel like I need to boast and brag, and I don't really need the recognition. I'm okay, you know, flying under the radar, and just doing the little things like poking down the enemy in the lane phase, setting up vision for my team, shot calling, you know, all these little things, they add up and I enjoy those. I don't always like being in the spotlight. I just enjoy these little things. So yeah, that's probably my favorite part about playing support. The next question asks, how do you feel about Tahm Kench top lane? Well, I'll kind of answer that question while also answering what I feel about Tahm Kench support. And I'm kind of just going to, you know, tag right along with the question I answered just a little bit ago when I was talking about Yumi. Tahm Kench is just one of those champions, again, that is always going to be good in competitive play, but never good in solo queue. So it doesn't matter if you're playing Tahm Kench in the top lane or if you're playing Tahm Kench in support role. He's just never going to be good. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. So, you know, if you're a Tahm Kench fan, there's not going to be too much unbenching the Kench in solo queue anytime soon. So sorry about that. The next question asks, what are your thoughts on following the meta versus innovation? Personally, I have this philosophy where you shouldn't try to fix what's not already broken, right? So my philosophy is I always go with the stats. I always go with the highest win rate. I'm not the type of person that is very innovative. I don't try to try new stuff for the most part. I kind of wait for the people who know more about the game to kind of establish what is good and what's not good, and then I will follow that personally. It's really up to you though. If you want to just, you know, have fun with the game, try new stuff, try off meta champions and builds and whatnot, by all means go for it. But if you're just looking to climb, if you're looking to improve, I wouldn't recommend, you know, kind of shying away from what has already been proven to be the best. So I would recommend you look up win rates for builds, champions, all that good stuff, and just kind of stick to that. That is my philosophy, and that's what I would recommend for you guys. The next question asks, is Nasteey still doing coaching sessions? And if so, how do I sign up for one? So I'll make this very short and simple. This information can also be found in the description below. I do still do coaching. I offer VOD reviews for $10 and one-on-one coaching sessions for $30. Feel free to message me on Twitter, Discord, or via my email down. All that can be found down in the description below if you would like to book a coaching session with me. The next question asks, is it good to have a champion pool that has an OP champion from the current patch? Yes and no. I would say that it is always a benefit to have a champion in your champion pool that is super good at the moment, but at the same time, if you are not practiced on that champion, then it's not going to be worth it at all. For example, let's say that tomorrow full AP Draven support becomes meta, and it's the highest win rate support in the game. That is not a champion that I would start playing all of a sudden, because even if it is the best and it has the most success in the role, it's not a champion I've ever played before. So I'd actually be hurting myself by picking that. I'd be better off just playing champions that I'm already familiar with. So again, it's always a benefit. It's always nice to have champions that are OP in your champion pool, but don't force it if you don't already know how to play the champion. The next question asks, what is the best way to counter Recon as support? The thing about Recon is he's actually a very, very squishy champion. He's one of the few engaged supports in the game that isn't also tanky. You can compare him to someone like Alistar and Leona, and very clearly you could see how squishy he is in comparison to them. So my two pieces of advice that I would give to countering Recon is one, try to focus him down as soon as he goes for an engage, because the thing about Recon is you can actually burst him down while he's going for his engage. He will never have the opportunity to disengage. My other piece of advice that I would offer is to try to space space out. He has really good AoE engage. He can set it for team fights really well. He can set it for wombo combos really well. But if you space out, it'll be a lot more difficult for him to do that. And then he's also going to, you know, have to do a lot of extra stuff on top of his engage in order to be useful. And a lot of times what Recon players will do is if they don't get a big 3 or 4 man knockup to initiate a fight, they'll try to run around and charm more people. And that also sets up for the first thing that I was talking about, which is, you know, you can burst him down while he's trying to do that because of how squishy he is. So that's my advice for countering Recon. And the final question of the video is asking, what is the best skill order for Yuumi? So the best skill order for Yuumi is going to be pretty much just avoiding putting any points into your W until you have absolutely no other choice but to. Obviously, you got to point your W to start the game. You're just going to want to go back and forth between your Q and your E, prioritizing your Q, and that is going to be the highest win rate and the most effective skill max order for Yuumi. Well, alright then, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys did go on to enjoy it. Again, if you would like to be featured in the next Ask Nasteey video, then be sure to join my Discord using the link in the description and put your questions in the questions for Nasteey channel. That will do it for me though. Thank you guys so much for watching this video to the end. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.